Welcome back, you guys, to another video with Thomas and Manny. My name's Thomas, and today we're going to be jumping into what's happening in the crypto space, what's happening with the market. So before we do that, please subscribe, comment, turn on your bell notifications to stay up to date with all of our content. To start things off, bankrupt crypto lender Celsius now says it likely has enough cash to last through the end of the year. The chief financial officer said during a bankruptcy hearing, the company will receive additional funds via maturing loans and sales and use tax savings. So Celsius has been on the news quite often as of lately. However, seems like they're going to survive till the end of the year. I know they said they could only last till October, so this is good news for anyone who still has money in Celsius. Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network now likely has enough money to fund its operations until the end of the year. Chief Financial Officer Chris Ferraro testified Friday during a bankruptcy hearing call with the creditors. Funds are coming from $61 million in loans made in crypto exchange Bitfinex that are maturing over the next few weeks, as well as roughly $20 million in savings on sales and use taxes on mining rigs that Celsius purchased. Tether, the stablecoin issuer that owns Bitfinex, previously loaned $1 billion to Celsius, and Celsius expects to be cash flow positive at the beginning of 2023. So this is obviously good news for anyone who's still in Celsius. So I hope they figured it out and, get people their money back, because a lot of people lost a lot of money here. On top of that, some people are not happy with what Celsius is doing on crypto. Look at this. This is a joke. Celsius CEO free and rich, Voyager CEO free and rich, Sifu free and rich, Do Kwon free and rich, Tornado Cash dev is in prison. Fair point. That whole Tornado Cash thing was crazy. That guy got arrested. He can't talk to his wife. It's crazy out there. Now, Do Kwon is finally spoken up again. They released a second part of the Coinage video with the interview. So Terra was a massive failure in risk assessment, says Do Kwon. Key takeaways: Do Kwon has admitted that Terra has a massive failure in terms of risk assessment in a Coinage interview. The Terraform Lab CEO said that they had failed to account for the possibility that Terra UST stablecoin would not work. They just assumed it was perfect, which is, a fair way to build a business. Just always assume the best, you guys. Do Kwon also said that he didn't blame Terra collapse on the UST sellers that triggered the network death spiral. So good for Do Kwon. In this video, you guys, he did seem like he took a little bit more responsibility. That's what I think, because we've talked about Do Kwon before and how his demeanor is just not there. It's not there. Every day as USD grew, I saw it gaining in Lindy, gaining in popularity, gaining more integration, and it just sort of became this thing that inspired people in crypto. Generally, the idea of decentralization stablecoin, he explained, which is fair. With Terra Luna, it had so much people invested, so much people building on the blockchain. It was crazy. I saw USD as the thing that was almost inevitable and was poised to become the number one money for all crypto. So Do Kwon did have big inspirations for Terra Luna, which is, very important when you're building a company, right? However, I feel like he just got ahead of himself where he thought they were just unkillable, top of the game, So we'll see how this all plays out. This is another interesting case that we're going to see unveil in the next little bit. Now, Ethereum Foundation makes it clear that the merge will not improve fees and throughput. So I've talked about this again, but I cannot stress this enough. I hear it on Twitter. I hear a bunch of people talking how the fees are going to drop with the merge. No, you guys. Ethereum Foundation clarifies gas fees are a product of network demand. The merge does not significantly change any parameters that directly influence network capacity or throughput. The Ethereum Foundation wants the public to be aware that while the merge will transition from proof of work to proof of stake, assumptions that fees will drop are false. Fees are not dropping, you guys. They will eventually, but not as of now. Gas fees are a product of a network demand relative to the network's capacity. The merge depreciates the use of proof of work transitioning to proof of stake for consensus, but does not significantly change any parameters that directly influence network capacity or throughput. So they're basically saying that your gas fees are not going to get smaller, not as of now. However, it is going to be 99.7% better for the environment, which is good. And a lot of people are very conscious of that in the crypto space. Now, of course, we have to look for the environment, but I do think that there's a lot of big money involved in the whole environment movement. So it's kind of it's a two-edged sword. However, the surge aims to help improve scaling by leveraging zero-knowledge rollups, which are called Z-rollups, and sharding techniques. Ethereum's The Verge transition will apply Merkle trees in order to achieve statelessness by using the Merkle proof upgrade. Even though fees will not be reduced right away, Ethereum on-chain fees have been the lowest rate since 2020. I mean, it's kind of obvious we're in the bear market. There's not a lot of NFTers right now. Speaking of NFTs, there's an artist in the EDM space called Rehab who's actually utilizing the NFT space. NFT democratize music industry and redistribute song rights. EDM artist Rehab and music community, another block, are using NFTs to share song royalties with everyone involved in the process of launching a song, including fans. Guys, this is probably one of the first articles that I read of someone mainstream like Rehab actually doing this, which is huge for the space, guys. Just listen what he does. Rehab and blockchain-based music community, another block, released a single on Friday with the idea of democratizing music rights. The non-fungible token included in the drop allows holders to earn royalties based on streaming popularity. The single, Weekend on Tuesday, debuted a bundle with an exclusive NFT. Each of the 250 NFTs available entitles the holder to a 0.02 share in the streaming revenue. Another block's platform provides value tracking tools so holders can estimate payouts and overall value. So basically, if you buy the NFT, you're going to get 0.02% of the sharing revenue of the song. That's crazy, you guys. Now, I wonder how much these NFTs cost. I should look into that. And there's only 250 of them. So if you're into Rehab and EDM music, I actually recommend you check him out. He has pretty good beats. Here's another saying that CEO Michael D said: music rights value is created by people loving and listening to the music and doing things with it. Why shouldn't they be able to own rights if they create the value by listening to it? They should be able to get some of the upside as well. Huge shout out to another block and Rehab for actually doing this. This is huge, you guys. I feel like a lot of the music industry and artists will start doing this, and you can literally own a little percentage of what your artist is making. That's huge. On top of that, FTX is actually in a bit of a pile of crap here, you guys. So Harrison, what's his name here? Where's Brett Harrison? He works for FTX. He's, I think, their COO or something like that. And he basically tweeted a very, very interesting tweet, which has already been deleted. However, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, has warned FTX on that. So here's what happened. Harrison tweeted on July 20th that direct deposits from employers to FTX US are stored in individually FDIC-insured bank accounts in the user's name. FTX is also falsely identified as an FDIC-insured crypto exchange on Smart Asset and CryptoSec.info, according to the agency. So yeah, FTX is kind of in some hot water here for that tweet. They actually got a letter from FDIC, which I'm sure no exchange or any business wants to get. The FDIC wrote that the firm's president, Brett Harrison, sorry you guys, not CEO, he's a president, said in July 20th tweet that direct deposits for employers to FTX US are stored in individually FDIC-insured bank accounts in the user's name. The tweet also stated that stocks are held in FDIC-insured and SIPC-insured brokerage accounts. Now, FTX is not FDIC insured, and the FDIC does not insure any brokerage accounts and FDIC insurance does not cover stocks or cryptocurrency, the FDIC said in the letter. So Brett claimed that, they are part of the FDIC, and FDIC quickly got back to them saying, hey, hold on. No, this does not work. Now, the FDIC only insures deposits held in insured banks and savings associations. And FDIC insurance only protects against losses caused by the failure of insured institutions. Accordingly, these statements are likely to mislead and potentially harm consumers. 100%, you guys. It could harm a lot of investors and consumers. So shout out to the FDIC for actually stepping in on this. And here's actually what Brett responded to, which is actually kind of good, I think. We really didn't mean to mislead anyone, and we didn't suggest that the FTX US itself or the crypto/non-fiat assets benefit from FDIC insurance. Harrison added, I hope this provides clarity on our intentions. Happy to work directly with the FDIC on these important topics. So at least he's willing to cooperate. I mean, that's good news. I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, FTX is probably the only or one of the biggest players in crypto who is going to keep a lot of the crypto market afloat during these bear market vibes here, you guys. Now, the latest on Tether. Latest Tether disclosures show 28.9 billion in US Treasury bills, which is great news. Now, a new report on Tether reserves reveals it holds 28.9 billion in US Treasury bills. It also shows more than 58% decrease in Tether commercial paper holdings over the prior quarter from 20 billion to 8.5 billion. Now, just so whoever doesn't know, what are commercial paper holdings? Commercial paper is short-term uninsured debt issued by companies. Its value depends on the companies that issue it. So basically, it's short-term debt that's unsecured debt that's issued by other companies, right? Just to clarify, quarterly assurance opinion is a method used by stablecoin issuers to assure the market that their coins are backed by real assets. It involves assessing and analyzing different operations, processes, and procedures. Now, it also shows more than 58 decrease in Tether commercial paper holdings. This is big news, very good news for Tether, you guys. The smaller their commercial paper holdings are, the better it is, right? As previously announced, the exposure to commercial papers will be down to 200 million. Now, they're currently at 8.5 billion. They want to bring it down to 200 million by the end of August 2022 and to zero before the end of the year. So, looks like the team over at Tether is definitely putting in the work on utilizing Tether and actually getting rid of some negative balance on their sheets. However, you guys, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications, and we'll see you guys with another update tomorrow.